Stand for the pledge, please. Welcome, everyone. Happy New Year. This is January 4th. If you have any business, questions, comments, come up to the microphone. Tell us your name, your address, if you would, please. Annette, do you want to do the oath of office right now?
Sure.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Have all council stand up, please.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this state, and the Charter of the City of St. Clair,
the Constitution of this state and the Charter of the City of St. Clair,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of mayor or council member for wards 1, 2, and 3,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of mayor for council members for
wards 1, 2, and 3,
in and for the City of St. Clair, County of St. Clair, and State of Michigan, according to the best of my ability.
in and for the City of St. Clair, County of St. Clair, and the State of Michigan, according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Mr. Kleeman and Mr. Voles aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a roll call vote.
Kleeman.
Here.
Kufa.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
McCartney.
Here.
Volz.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll go number 5, City Council agenda, consent agenda, City Council minutes of December 21st, 2020, special and regular meetings, recommendation approved.
Motion to approve as presented.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Let's go to number 6, resolution and ordinances. Resolution 2101, fireworks suspension. Mr. Downey?
I can take it, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Council, before you this evening, as part of our ordinance and resolution, as well as new business, we have a request by the Chamber of Commerce for a commercial fireworks display. Under city code, you can only discharge commercial fireworks in the city on certain days that are allowed by state law. So any request to have shoot commercial fireworks off on a day that wasn't those days requires a exemption in the form of a resolution. So this current resolution is the first step in getting this fireworks show approved. And again, what this resolution, all it does is it allows the city to basically waive that provision of the city code for the requested date.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
All right, the motion is made. Support. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Kinsfater.
Yes.
Kleeman.
Yes.
Kufa.
Part of the cost of the VAT truck, as well as some asset management plan updates and labor costs associated with implementing the new lead and copper service line rule. All in, the grant request was about $238,000. We will receive word if we have gotten the grant or not in mid-March. So that's what I spent my week on last week, getting that information ready for the state. With that being said, there's another grant program in the state of Michigan involving the water plant improvements, which I've mentioned before that we all know is coming. I'm hoping to have that engineering report ready for a council at a special meeting. It's looking like we're going to be early February on that now, because we want to do one last piece to it and add, but we are eagerly awaiting getting that application into the state as well, where it would qualify for both a low interest loan and likely some additional grant money. I believe it's 30% or $2 million of your project cost, whatever is less. So working on that to hopefully Good to have new faces on council, so thank you, Mr. Kleeman, Mr. Voles. Looking forward to serving with both of you gentlemen, and that's all I have for this evening, Your
All
Honor.
right, any questions from Mr. Volsky? All right, Mr. Downey, do you have anything tonight?
Your Honor, I don't have anything this evening.
C is the city departments. Anybody out there? All right, D is authorities, boards, commissions, committee chairs, or council reps. Anybody have anything to report? We have no unfinished business. Let's go to number 9, new business, selection of mayor pro tem. With your approval, city council, I'd like to nominate Mr. Laporte to be the mayor pro tem.
I'll make that motion.
Motion's made, supported. Questions?
Does he want it?
Sure. Sure. I get to fill in all the time.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we've got some boards and commissions, just a few tonight. These are basically council boards and commissions for Mr. Kinsfater, the Golf Commission and the Fire Authority, Mr. McCartney, Recreation, Cemetery, and DDA, Mr. Laporte, Planning and Fire Authority, Mr. Kufa, Harbor, Mr. Voles, Library and Historical. Mr. Kleeman is working 6/10s right now, so when he gets off of that, we may have to make one or two changes, but that's what I have for you tonight on the boards and commissions with your approval.
Make a motion, Your Honor, to accept your recommendations.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? C, special events permit for the St. Clair Chamber of Commerce chief.
Good evening. I received a request from the chamber. They want to expand the special event that you guys already approved. They want to add some, I think they're adding one day to it. It'll be January 21st to the 24th, and they're including some venues in Palmer Park. It'll be the ice carvings, bands, and fireworks. I have all the paperwork, all the leases, all the insurance is in, so.
Support, Your Honor.
Motion made, supported. Questions?
This does include this lease, is that correct?
Yes.
This does include the lease.
Yes,
Correct.
the motion as presented includes the lease. If you'd like it separate, we can do that as well.
Yep. Does it need to be?
No.
Just want to make sure that we,
No, it's all part of the motion. That's fine, Councilmember Kinsfater.
So
Any other
the motion was to approve the expansion of their original request, which included a night of fireworks, correct? And that's what you're referring to on this lease, is for the fireworks?
yeah, I believe that's
Just so
what
the
they're.
audience is clear of what Kinsfater was.
Correct. The
was
lease is for
asking.
use of Palmer Park.
Right. So, okay.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Chief. Number 10 is claims and accounts for December 23rd, 2020.
One question, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Check 51,648.
Say that number again.
51,648 to the city. And all it says is winter taxes, Fedmore, Highway and Bridge.
Councilman Kleeman, I believe, I will double check on this one, but I believe this is the city essentially is the property owner of the Voyager parking lot property, and we pay that tax bill first, but then as part of Mr. Laporte's lease, he then reimburses us in full for that. I believe that's what this is, but if I'm wrong, I will look into it and I can report back.
So is that reimbursed at a one-time payment? Or is it monthly, or how is that paid back?
It's paid in
One
one,
time.
it's paid in one offsetting, check.
All these tax bills are paid back to the city one time?
When you say all these tax bills, you mean
Ones
the
that-
leased properties?
The lease properties,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Anybody else?
Make a motion to approve claims and accounts as presented, Your Honor.
Support.
Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go to number 11, public comment, public questions. 3 minutes, any non-agenda items? Anybody out there have anything for the good of the cause? Questions, comments, concerns, anything on your mind tonight? We will go to number 12, Mayor and Council comments and announcements. Anybody have anything tonight?
Your Honor, I do, and I'd be remiss to not bring this up, but a couple of meetings ago, it was brought up about the inactivity on the west side of M29 with the building and also with the property on 6th Street. I asked at that time if there was any updates that the administration was looking at to take action about either removing the permits, removing all the, I don't even know the proper terminology, but some of the property approvals that we did on those sites for the lack of activity. And I'm just looking for an update. It's been a few weeks, and I figure that's kind of plenty enough time to talk to building and code enforcement.
Yeah, if Your Honor, if I may answer the question. So likely next week, we're going to be meeting with all the parties who own those properties, manage those properties, and go over all of the concerns, all of the things the city wishes to see. So wasn't able to get that meeting scheduled, with the holidays and everything, but we will have met with them before the next council meeting.
So what's that meeting going to entail? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's the reason for the meeting if by ordinance, the inactivity at those properties should require that we revoke permits and any other authorization we've given for those uses. And then they would have to come back through planning and reapply for that same activity. I'm kind of curious as to what's the point of having the meeting if they've already been in violation of our ordinances. Just for me, because I don't understand. And then it was brought to my attention as well that when the permits expired on the east side of M29 and through meetings or through follow-up inspections with them, we reissued permits to them without charging them fees. That's either hearsay or not, so that's more of a question than it is. If that did happen, is that a proper procedure for the city to reissue permits that had fallen out of favor without charging the administrative fees to reinstate those permits?
Your Honor, if I may, count the points raised by Member McCartney, I think require, a little bit more time to, properly answer, properly examine everything and prepare, an adequate response. I also think that in terms of achieving compliance through code enforcement mechanism is not necessarily, public meeting is not necessarily the best place to have such a discussion, so.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because the public are asking. So, I mean, it's not that, I'm not trying to hit you blindsided here, this is the third time it's been brought up, but the public is asking. So it is a matter of public curiosity as to what we are doing and what they are doing on those properties. So, like I said, I'm not trying to hit you blindsided, but the public is asking, so.
So do they have permits updated? Because I've seen workers there for the last 2 weeks.
There are some active permits on the properties. Of what the work under those permits is, I do not know off the top of my head what certain activities, but they do have active permits. But some of the permits that were on several of the properties have expired, have not been renewed, or have been asked for a renewal either.
I have no issue with the time that you're asking for. Just, I know that I've been asked several times since the first time I asked, and I'm trying to get an answer for those people. So.
When you do talk to them, can you have them or bring up the fact that the sidewalk on the west side is completely destroyed and needs to be repaired?
That is one of the items.
And Vine Street as well?
I'm not sure about Vine Street, but I know right there on 129 in front of their fence there, right there by the crosswalk is. They got wood down. Looks like somebody's been driving a tractor over it. I mean, with the snow down, people aren't seeing the weather. It's a huge trip hazard.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, Mr. Laporte, you got anything over there?
No, Your Honor, hearing nothing else, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Everyone, thank you very much. Have a good night. Be safe.
Good lady.